Hi everyone, I'm Alonso. This is my first video, so I'm kinda nervous. But basically, if you haven't noticed already, I have a condition called Moebius syndrome, and this is my sort of profile on my life and how I got on with it and things like that, and just an introduction to me, basically. Okay, I was born in 1997. I'm 13 years old, and first of all, the doctors didn't actually know I had Moebius syndrome, so you know, they were sort of thinking, what's wrong with her, kind of a thing. And they actually came to the conclusion that I might be blind or deaf, because, do you know, usually, like, when you go like that, I don't know if you can see that in front of the baby, but they smile, and obviously, because in Moebius syndrome, the cranial nerves, which are like down the back of your neck, are affected. It means that you can't smile. So I didn't smile, and they thought I was blind because of that. But then they actually learned that actually I'm not blind, and I'm not deaf either. And it was my nan that found out that I had it, believe it or not. And basically, there was this girl called Emma in the paper, and there was like a list of symptoms for like Moebius syndrome, and I basically ticked all the boxes. So my nan took this piece of paper to the doctor, and she said, "Look, this is Alonso." I'll explain that in a minute. Yeah, and they were like, "Yes, oh my gosh, yeah." You know, it was like a really glorified moment, and that really helped me a lot actually, because I got special teeth so I could suck properly, because obviously, as you can see, I've got this like triangular shaped mouth, and it's not the prettiest thing ever, but you know, it's there, and I can't really do anything about it anyway, so like, I just don't get the point of like being bothered about it. And yeah, so that like helps my eating and my weight and things like that. And yeah, and the thing that I found also is, like, when you're little kids, no one really, like, the other little kids don't notice that anything is wrong with you, or they didn't with me anyway, and it's only when I got like older that I started to question it and to want to learn about it. And I also have another condition called schizencephaly, and it's a very complicated spelling, and I'll try and pick it up later when I edit this, but yeah, and I've got that, and I'll explain that in another video probably sometime soon. But yeah, and yeah, it's my first few. I mean, there were other things in my life that happened, which I'll go on to probably a bit later. And yeah, so that happened, and yeah, so it happened, and I'm recording. So right, it's my mum. Sorry about that. Yeah, she was just wondering what I was doing probably. But anyway, it's, yeah. I'm from Luton. I don't know if you can tell. troubling my accent, pronouncing my T's and everything like that. I say properly instead of properly, and I say things like, I think normal people say milk. I don't know, milk. I don't know. I'll put out what I'm trying to say anyway. But I say milk, and like more like milk, but it's not. I just do it. And then like million. I find it really hard to say these things for some reason. Million, I say million instead, and billion and trillion, and things like that. And brilliant is another one. I say that funny. And yeah, and I have no real explanation for it. Why am I using the name Alonso, you might ask? Well, I have been a big fan of Formula 1 since I was about that high. And, it's like Fernando Alonso was always my family's favourite. So I sort of grew up in that kind of environment, and he became like my number one, my top driver, and I just supported him ever since. And yeah, and so I was given the nickname Miss Alonso when I was 6. By the time I was 8, that was shortened to just Alonso. And to all my friends, or to anyone that really knows me, they all call me Alonso. It's weird because I know Alonso's not like my technical name, if you want to call it that, but it is to me, and yeah, it just is to me. So yeah, and so that's the history of how I got the name Alonso. Another thing is, like, people have always found it quite hard to understand that even Moebius syndrome and schizencephaly and all things like that affect your brain. They don't actually affect how you think and how you feel and things like that. I mean, some people think like you're mentally, well, to put it nicely, and I don't mean any offence to anyone, but they think you're like mentally retarded. And I've got comments before like cross eyes because my eyes used to go funny. I've been told that I was ugly several times by several people, and I have been bullied, but I've come out of it. I've come out stronger, and I think it's made me a better person because of it. And now I want to help other people, so please, if you have any questions whatsoever to do with anything, either write them in the comments box below, or message me, or do whatever you want. And yeah, so that happened. And as I got older, different things started to affect me, and in the end I ended up doing something stupid that I truly regret now, and I basically tried to commit suicide, and that was only a very recent event, to be honest, but I'm feeling a lot better now, so you know, anyone who has like or has suffered from depression, you know, please message me. I think it would just be amazing. Yeah, so, you know, I'm better now. I'm living with people that I'm actually, well, my mum. And, you know, we get on well because, like, my mum was only 16 when she had me, so, like, there's not really a big age gap because she's, like, 30 and I'm, like, 13, so, yeah. So, you know, and it's like we're not really like mum and daughter, we're more like best mates kind of a thing, and like we like the same music, we like makeup. That is one thing we do have in common. We both like makeup, and yeah, and as you may not guess by the thing on there, my bloody hell, what do you call it? I can't believe I've forgotten this. My username, that's it. I am a Wiccan. And you're probably thinking at this point, oh bloody hell, she worships the devil. I'm not gonna watch any of this. Well, wait for just 1 second, please, 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 wait. Because I'm gonna tell you something. First of all, Wiccans do not worship the devil. Mainly because in Wicca the devil doesn't exist. Satan does not exist. So, if you just hang on a minute, then tell me, how can I worship something that doesn't exist? I think you'll find the answer to that one is, I can't. So, yeah. Let me just clear that one up for you now. So yeah, I am a Wiccan. I'm like a newborn Wiccan. I haven't been into it for very long. This year was my first Yule, which I was quite happy about. I really enjoyed that. I don't belong to a coven. I'm what you might consider a Sayax Wiccan, but I am, but I'm sort of not either, because like my main two well, not characters, but the main two features in Wicca for me are obviously the Mother Goddess and the Horned God, which to those of you who aren't Wiccans may sound like, or don't know anything about Wicca rather, may sound like the devil, but like I said, the devil doesn't exist. Basically, the Horned God is depicted with the head of the stag. So, the horned bit in the Horned God is referring to the antlers of the stag. And so that clears that up. So, yeah. I'll probably be on here again, and you know, it's really cool because I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest, and I'm sure I'll get better at it, and I'm sure you'll get to know me over time. So if you like this, subscribe, message me, ask me questions, you know, just have a good time, and yeah, I all hope you've had brilliant Christmases. Merry Christmas, everyone. It is the 25th of December. And yeah, and I'm really happy actually. I've got some really cool stuff. Yeah, so, but yeah. So, I guess all that's left to say is blessed be everyone. Bye bye.